I'm Muffin, and I'm half-ass ready. Good to have y'all back. Told you we're going to start talking about Prepping 101, the nuts and bolts. We're going to talk about water this time. Water is going to be very important. Now, like I told you in the rule of threes, you go 3 days without water, okay? And that's going to be a miserable third day, I promise you. You go 1 day without water, you're going to be miserable. So water is going to be super important to you and your prepper community. So we're going to talk about water. I'm checking my watch, make sure I don't go over my 10-minute limit. I probably will, because I feel like water is one of the most important things you need to be doing. Prepping, survival, anytime, right? Water's important. So we're going to start with your source of water. You're used to walking to that tap and turning it on and getting water, okay? So if you're on city water and the shit hits the fan, you're going to have some water, residual water and pressure in your pipes, right? So you're going to want to capture that water. So as quickly as you can. So 5-gallon buckets are going to come in real handy, okay? Some way to store water in your bathtub, whatever. You need to think about that. Source of water, how to store it. Storage is going to be just important, but source of water. If you don't have city water and power goes out, your well pump goes out, if you don't have a way to energize that well pump, you're not going to have water, okay? Now, most people have a 30-gallon hot water heater in their home. Locate that, because guess what? You got 30 gallons of water in that water heater. And you're going to have to get a hose. There's a valve on the bottom to get it out. This is something you need to look at on your water heater. Each particular model is a little different. But you got 30 gallons of water in your house, and you need to get it, because it's available. It's a resource, right? 30 gallons of water isn't going to last you a long time. All right? Especially in a long-term survival situation. You're going to need water to flush toilets, whatnot. Start working on a rain catchment system. It don't have to be these big 1,000-gallon underground tanks. Look, if you're just going to flush toilets with it, or wash your hands and your face, or wash your clothes with it, it don't have to be pure water, okay? So think about a rain catchment system. These are things that are fairly simple to do with some guttering and a 55-gallon drum, food-safe drum that you can get somewhere, okay? But long term, you're going to need a source of water, all right? So walk around your neighborhood, man. Walk around your property. Maybe you have a spring that you don't know about, you know? Maybe it's something you need to work on now. If you find a spring, I suggest Googling some YouTube videos on how to dress the spring up and make it usable, right? Maybe you have a small stream, spring-fed stream. Maybe you have a creek or a lake near your house. These are your source of water, okay? Now, first of all, you need to think about transporting that water back to your home, back to your shelter. Storage of that water, and how we're going to make it safe to drink, okay? So you got, these are the two most important things when it comes to water. The source and making it safe. So the source of water is going to do, you got a little homework to do, right? You're going to have to check things out, right? Make sure that you can find water near you. And if not, if you don't have a source of water that you feel safe to get to, retrieve water, get back to your shelter, you need to think about that. How are you going to store more water then? Now you need to think about that 1,000-gallon tank, okay? You need to be thinking about making sure that if you're going somewhere to get water that's away from your safe zone, how do you make that safe also? And we're going to talk about security Security is something I'm passionate about. I'm very passionate about my firearms. I'm very passionate about the Second Amendment. I'm very passionate about keeping my family and what I have safe. And we're going to talk about that later on. That's going to probably be a longer than 10-minute video. But so we've talked about the source. Again, that's something I need you to think about a lot. I've done some steady studying about it, where I'm at, what's close to me, and I feel pretty confident in the fact that I can keep water in my safe place. Okay, so let's make that water safe to drink. All right. Now look, you can boil water and make it safe to drink. That's going to consume a lot of resources, right? Because you got to make a fire. That's a lot of work. But you can make water safe to drink that way. Now, FEMA, my buddies at FEMA, 3 days is not enough, by the way. FEMA says a gallon of water per person per day. It's not enough. You might get by on a day where it's not really hot and you're not really thirsty, not drinking a gallon of water a day. But there are going to be days when you need to wash out a wound. You've hurt yourself cutting wood for that fire. You need to cleanse a wound. You need to cleanse your food prep area because you've been cutting chicken on it or something. Okay, so you need to prep that area. That water doesn't have to be potable, safe to drink. Okay, that doesn't have to be potable water, right? You can use regular water on that with cleansing agent, get rid of most of the germs on your workforce. You can use non-potable water to wash your clothes and flush your toilet. But when you start putting that in your food and in your body, you need potable water. You need to make sure your water is safe from parasites and bacteria and microbes that can kill you. Dysentery, right now, don't seem like a big deal because you got plenty of toilet paper and your toilet flushes every time you reach back here and hit the lever, right? And when you need to rehydrate, you go to the sink and fill it up and drink it. And when the shit hits the fan, that's not going to be the case, okay? So there are lots of ways to filter water. There's lots of product available that you can get. I have a few. I brought some. I'm going to show you some. I'm going to show you some of the short-term solutions, okay? Boiling water. This kit goes with me everywhere I go. It's in my go bag. I have this small stove that mounts on this can of tri-gas. This is a mixed gas, butane and propane. This and a metal cup. You need a metal cup, a single wall metal cup that you can heat with, right? You're going to boil water in this. Double wall cup, you'll damage the cup, okay? So you need this cup, and you can light this, keep matches in this bag. You can light this and boil water in about 3 minutes, okay? That's a really good way to get 1 glass of water, okay? Not great if you've got 6 people in your house, all right? So every person in my home has one of these. This is a Sawyer Life Straw. I have other brands of life straws. These life straws are great. You can use them on a water bottle. These are relatively inexpensive. This will clean about 4 gallons of water. Okay? So this is a good self-preservation device, right? This will get you some pure water. I also have this straw. This is from, I forget who made it. Practical Survival makes these. You get them in a box of 10 for really cheap, and they're really good. This can save your life. Again, this will be enough water to keep you drinking for many, many days right here in these 2 straws, right? This is a water bottle. that uses those same Sawyer life straws inside of it. You fill this up, you put that in, you drink through the top of the spout. That will go give you another 3 or 4 gallons. Keep several of these on in case you need to go outside your safe zone and you think you're going to need water. But this, it's small, but there are several different kinds of these. This is a pump filter. This will pump lots of water. This will do several gallons of water, right? So one end of this hooks up, has a small filter on it to keep crap out of the water, right? And then it has this little flotation device, so you can keep this down in the water and floating off the bottom so you aren't sucking crap in here, right? So you hook it on here, like so. Okay, you drop it in the water. You have another hose that's in this package that goes on here and goes into your water bottle, right? Or your storage device, whatever. And you'll pump. Uses regular old hand pump, right? Slow, but it does the trick. This will pump you out water. As long as you can stand there and pump water, you'll have water. Okay? But again, you need something to store this in. Nitrogen water bottles, you can't have too many of them. 5-gallon buckets, you can't have too many of them. But this is what I really wanted to show you. This is a metal, single wall metal can. Sorry. This is what I wanted to show everyone. This, inside of this, there's a ceramic filter, okay? This is a gravity feed system, okay? I'm going to slide the chair over. My head will probably be out of the shot, but hopefully you can hear me. So, you have to drill a hole in the bucket. You order these kits, it comes with instructions on how to do this. You drill a hole in the bottom of the bucket, right? So the filter's inside the bucket. You have to drill a hole in the lid that goes on the bottom bucket. Then this sits inside of that hole. This bucket has a spigot on it. This is a gravity feed system, okay? Let me sit back down. This is a gravity feed system. You fill this with contaminated water, the top, right? You would have this sitting on your table, countertop, whatever. You fill this with contaminated water, put the lid on, and you wait. It takes a minute. This don't happen instantaneously, but as you're waiting, the water will run gravity through that filter and drip down into the lower bucket, okay? So the bucket, the water that's going to come out of that spigot will be pure, be good to drink. These are very good filters. They're very inexpensive. This whole kit, you get 2 extra filters, everything you need to assemble it with a spigot for like $29 what I paid for this one. And then I bought extra filters and I bought some extra kits to make more buckets if I need to. So again, you can produce 5 gallons of water. This is good for 1,100 gallons of water, okay? 1,100 gallons, you can use this for 1,100 gallons. That's a lot of water. And you can keep these, you could have 2 or 3 of these set up and continually have water filtrating so that you have water to use to cook and drink, okay? The best setup, the most bang for your buck, right here. Gravity feed system. Look, Sawyer makes a fantastic gravity feed system. Stainless steel tanks. It is wonderful. It is also super expensive, okay? Food grade white 5-gallon buckets. They don't have to be white as long as they're food grade, but 5-gallon buckets are going to be important to your survival for things other than just water, transporting anything, waste management, and we are going to have a serious talk about what to do with your poop, okay? Because sanitation can destroy you. Can make everyone in your camp sick and sick to death. I mean, you can be burying people all the time because of piss poor sanitation. And we're going to talk about that in one episode too. Didn't want to get. I mean, look, you can talk about water all day because it's important, and we do talk about water a lot when I'm with my prepper group. Okay, we talk about water a lot, and you should too. It's important. Again, we're just doing nuts and bolts. We can do deep dives on any of this shit. In fact, I've been wanting to build another one of these bucket systems, and I have the parts to do it. And maybe I'll make a video of me making that bucket system. It's pretty simple, but you'll see what tools I use to do it, and how easy it is. Maybe one day, maybe on that same video, I'll take a little break and show you how I set up my little, what I feel like a safe place to get water. I started thinking about living where I live. Water's plentiful. Running water is plentiful. There's always water around. But I got to thinking about how safe is it going to be for me to not be paying attention to my surroundings and dipping 5-gallon buckets out of a river. So I got to thinking about that, and I found a place that I think's safe. And I had to do some work on it. I had to expand it where I could get a 5-gallon bucket down in there and actually let the stream fill the bucket. Maybe I'll show you that. And again, it may not be the easiest place to get water, but I feel like it's the safest place to get water. And, again, I really want to get into the security thing because, that's when I really, I talked about, do I think I'm paranoid and crazy? That's really where sometimes I get thinking that I'm really too paranoid. But, look, man, I love my family. I love my tribe. And it feels like the right thing to do, to think about how to keep them safe and how to keep them fed and how to keep them water and how to have shelter. So, yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, you're probably crazy too if you're thinking about doing what I do. But hey, tell the ones you love that you love them, and let's get full ass ready. Muffin signing off. Thanks.